of that grid, which bursts into life as the race gets underway. Good start made by Nazim Asman there, the number 7 car from row number 2. Also Jonathan Hoggard there, the white number 3 car, diving up the inside of everybody, is already making up places hand over fist. It's Ravashankar that leads though, ahead of Verhagen. Verhagen did not get a good start. One car runs out wide through the first corner. That might have been Andreas Essner. He's not the only one that runs the wrong side of the rumble strip. That will really have jumbled the order significantly in the midfield as they race downhill now steeply into the Eau Rouge and Radion section, one of the most famous sequences of corners in world motor racing, and they're all thankfully through it safely in one piece. Then the slipstream starts to take effect as they head down the Kemmel Straight towards Lake Calm, and already the side-by-side action beginning. Ravashankar with the race lead, then Verhagen in the tow trying to challenge, looks to the outside, looks to the inside. Neil Verhagen going for the race lead. He's later on the brakes and he goes through. So Neil Verhagen back into the race lead. Behind there's locking up a plenty. Kian Jewis there trying to go around the outside. Number 17 is Clement Novalak. 4th yesterday again. Sick of finishing 4th. I'm sure you'll be dying to get onto the podium, and he's making some good progress already in this race. But that was a brilliant move made by Neil Verhagen, and that was a prime example of how you use the slipstream here at Spa. Pull out at the very last minute, try to get to the inside if you can into Lake Calm, and from that point on it's a relatively easy move. here and move further up the pack if he can. So they now start to pick up the speed again toward this daunting left-hander at Blanchimont. Eau Rouge gets a lot of the love from the drivers and spectators alike here at Spa, but that means that Blanchimont sometimes is a little underrated as a corner. There's plenty of runoff area now these days at Blanchimont, but so there needs to be because it's such a difficult corner round the outside. This is a difficult move to make, but it's a brilliant move that's just been made by Nico Varrone. It may only be his second appearance of the season, but he is a feisty racer, and look at that move that he made around the outside of Benjamin Pedersen to move into the top 5. Varrone, along with Andreas Essner, actually, the Lannon driver, both guested in the championship at Silverstone, and it was Varrone who had the best result, 4th place in this reverse grid encounter. With a shuffle there at La Source, it looks as though Kian Dewis was trying to take advantage of the situation developing in front of him. Right at the front of the field, though, Josh Mason is going quicker than Nico Varrone. He's just set the fastest lap of the race and closed the gap down to just under 0.6 of a second. And look, he's right with him now. So Josh Mason, going for the race lead, has had a brilliant run out of Radion. He pulls alongside and he's through already. So Josh Mason gets himself ahead of Nico Varrone. This is the sort of slipstreaming action we were hoping to see here at Spa, and that's exactly what we've seen. Mason's a bit tardy through the chicane, but gets back over to the racing line for the final part. Is joining in the fun, and what could soon become a 5 or 6 car lead train is only getting tighter together, and now we head into another slipstreaming opportunity up the hill towards Blanchimont. And can Josh Mason maybe start to build up another attack? Fantastic stuff this. 8 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock as well, so plenty of time for this to keep on chopping and changing. There's Jonathan Hoggard, by the way, just behind the orange car of Benjamin Pedersen, so Hoggard is ahead of Ulysse de Pove now, as the leaders are indeed now side by side into the bus stop chicane, and Josh Mason trying to make this 3 lane changes in a lap, and he does it as well. Nicely done. Charge around the outside is Andreas Essner, who gains 2 positions. No, Varrone around the outside of 2 cars from 5th to 3rd. That was one of the moves of the race. He goes ahead of Andreas Essner and Pavel Ravichanka. I couldn't believe at first that it wasn't Essner, because Essner was 4th position. You expect him to be the one that was attacking Ravichanka, but no, it was Nico Varrone who gains 2 further positions. Now, Varrone started 8th on the grid. He's into 3rd now and appears to be the man with the speed right now. Here's a replay now. Look at the car at the back of the group. The number 25 car charges around the outside. We were focusing on the race leaders, and suddenly Nico Varrone comes out of absolutely nowhere to go from 5th to 3rd and immediately latch onto the gearbox of Nico Varrone. That's my setup point. Because it's such a high-speed circuit, you want to run with the lowest possible downforce setting you can, but that might then mean you're struggling a bit through some of the corners. It looks as though Varrone's car is quick in a straight line though, because again he drives straight past Nico Varrone for second position. So Varrone looking for his first ever British Formula 3 race victory, is into second place now. Oh, he locks up, he's working away on the wheel. You can see the bumps there as he dropped down the hill into Brussels, the long right-hander. Then work their way back down the hill again from the highest point to the rival Jonathan Hoggard. In fact, he's 1 place behind Jonathan Hoggard because he got past Julius Topome on this lap as well. So Clement Novalak into 8th position now, closing in on this group. So this is the top 9 cars basically in the same shot, and now Nicolas Varrone is trying this outside move again into the bus stop. Not close enough this time, but he'll have a better exit from the corner because Josh Mason is a bit wayward, runs out over the curb. Much better exit there for the 2nd place man, but surely the race leader Mason will defend the inside into La Source. 3.5 minutes to go, so 2 laps remaining in what has been a thrilling 14th round of the BRDC British Formula 3 Championship. Again, Varrone looks from the outside to the inside, trying to carry the speed down to Eau Rouge, but you don't really want to pull out of the slipstream until you're out of Eau Rouge and heading over Radion, because you can't really run side by side into this sequence of corners, at least not without risking contact, and pretty much the worst part of the circuit to be banging wheels. So he stays in line, only a car length behind, and already you can see the slipstream taking effect. So Nicolas Varrone surely is about to start challenging for the race lead seriously. Josh Mason will drive to the inside line to try and defend. Varrone to the outside, wheel to wheel, carries the momentum. Can he drive right round the outside? He's trying desperately to get back in line, but Josh Mason won't give up without a fight. They run side by side into Lacombe, round the outside goes Varrone. There's a tiny bit of contact. He's through, but is there a puncture on the right rear corner? No, I think he got away with it. It was just a slide there as he desperately tried to get into the next corner in front, and Nicolas Varrone with another spectacular move has got himself out in front, and now Neil Verhagen moves onto the tail of erstwhile race leader Josh Mason to try and find his way through into 2nd place as well. This is remarkable racing then. We've had 7 different victors already this year, and now Nicolas Varrone might be on course to make that 8 race winners from the first 14 races of the season, but he's still got to defend for another lap and a half. Can he break? race leader and the race winner. The 8th different winner of the season is Nico Varrone after a spectacular drive from 8th on the grid with some really brilliant outbraking manoeuvres, and Varrone takes the victory for Hillspeed, and it's Hillspeed's first win of the season as well. Second place goes to Josh Mason, third Neil Verhagen, fourth